I've been to Benidorm on Martin Johnson's stag do.
No, I'd rather been Cheltenham.
The Great Hewitt.
We'd go straight for the English national.
Hello and welcome to another Joe's, Jockeys and Jackpots in partnership with BoyleSports. This is your racing show where we're going to be giving you some top predictions in our section Choose Wisely. We're going to be going with a guest every single week where Dave Orton, your host, will be joined by someone from the racing industry and a famous racing fan. Of course, it's the Cheltenham Festival coming up, and this week I'm joined by two legends in their own spheres. The man, the myth, the shark. Let's get to him straight away, shall we? John Shark Hanlon joins me on the show all the way over from Ireland, BoyleSports ambassador. Shark, it is great to have you back in the game.
It's great to be back.
And right next to Shark, a man all of you will recognise, it's Rugby Union World Cup winner himself, Will Greenwood. And then, Will, you do a lot of these podcasts. I'm feeling like I've got a sort of joint host with me this week. I'm looking forward to this.
I feel like I'm next to my younger brother. Don't we look almost identical?
I definitely like that, the younger brother.
I'd like him in front of me, bending over, pushing and jumping in lineouts.
Shark, this is, we're a week out from the Cheltenham Festival. The sun is shining, spring is in the air. It really genuinely is the time to be in racing, right?
People love it. Everyone loves it. It's one part of the year that people take off for the week to sit in a pub, drink a pint, have a bet. And if they win, they get bet, but they enjoy themselves because it's great racing. There's a lot of people out there that don't know much about racing that enjoy Cheltenham and have a small few pound.
That's me.
That could be well.
That's you. That's me.
We might learn a bit about the Six Nations, of course, because it's coming to a climax now. Again, great time of year.
If you're Irish, March they seem to win. They seem to win at Cheltenham. They're going for a three-peat, the first country to go back to back. Yeah. In the Six Nations. They're a wonderful side.
Yeah, okay, all right. Shark, what's it like right now, a week out in a racing stable? Yours, of course, you've got Hewitt, which we'll get to later in the show.
You're wondering about the ground, first of all, because you know yourself the ground can change overnight. And you're hoping that'll stay dry. Some owners are there and they want rain, but there's great atmosphere in the yards. Every yard around, trainers are under pressure. This is one time of the year for the next 7 days or 8 days. Then when you get to Cheltenham on Tuesday morning, the pressure is off. You can't do any more. You have your horse ready, and if he wins, he wins.
This is quite literally the slowest week of the week.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to work it out from a sort of test match rugby perspective. Let's say that Cheltenham's your World Cup final, so you're 10 days out. The players by that stage know all the moves, know all the plays. It's just keeping them fresh, let them have the occasional trot out, not get too excited, keep the heart rate down, get them well fed, make sure they're sleeping well. I mean, are all these things taking place?
It is the very same in racing that kind of the week before Cheltenham, you have them fit, they're ready to go, you freshen them. The only difference is the horse can't talk to us and tell us if there's something wrong. That's the only difference.
Yeah. And just in terms of getting ready for it, I always remember we'd have a team run before at the stadium we're playing at. So often when you play away from home, why do you lose in Paris? We never play in Paris. So you get an opportunity. Clearly, do your horses get a look at the course who haven't been before? Do they get to jog around it the day before? Or can you do anything at home? Can you create a virtual Cheltenham?
No, you can't do it. Listen, Cheltenham is Cheltenham, right? And the horses learn how to jump. They're all able to jump a fence. From Monday on, the Irish horses will be in Cheltenham, and every morning they'll go down the straight and into the middle of the track and canter around the middle of the track. Right. But there's a big difference when they turn around to come back up on a Tuesday in a Supreme Novice, and there's thousands of people there.
Yeah.
You can't create that.
So I've got one more question on that. We trained to get used to the noise at the Millennium Stadium. We once had speakers, because the Millennium Stadium, the Principality Stadium where Wales play, is unbelievable. Yeah. They shut the roof, steep-sided stadium, 75,000 people in there, and hymns and arias. Max Boyce, Guide Me, O Thou Great Redeemer, bangs out. And then we had speakers everywhere, so you couldn't hear the calls on train. So you try. Would it spook a horse at training to have speakers down the side, last 2 furlongs?
Look out for Shark running up the runway
Fields
with a speaker
behind. Banging out whilst they're practicing?
I tell you, you could do it. I don't know anyone that does it now.
Well, there we go.
But what we do with horses, we have wireless in the stables.
Right.
So they're used to listening to noise.
Yeah.
You have a wireless on and they're singing the Fields of Athenry.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be great? You know?
Yeah.
Shark, well, we've got you here. We've got to ask you about the great Hewick. Now, if you're not sure who Hewick is, go online. You can find him in your race cards. You're going to see him hopefully next week at Cheltenham. He costs 800 quid. He's been all over the world. He's won, of course, Kempton, the King George on Boxing Day. Had to see it, believe it. Over to America, won their Grand National. And while the English Grand Nationals, we're going to call it for this show, at Aintree on the first weekend is the big target. Does he go next week?
Between minds, we haven't made up our mind yet. I hadn't talked to the owner, but I think that we'd go straight for the English National. The English National is the aim for the last 6 months, and it's worth £1 million.
So there will be. You don't think you're going to, because he's going to love the sunshine, John. You must be tempted on.
I'm very tempted, but there's only 3 weeks between the two races, and if you got a hard race, Gavin Champ is there, and we're not going to beat him. He can't be bet. So we're better off go for a race that I think we can win.
Now, Shark is a naturally very, very bullish man. You
I
might
had
have
noticed.
You might have noticed this. Tell us why he's going to win the national. And I mean, what an end to his career that would be.
I'll tell you, he's won it over 3 miles 6, right, in the Bet365. He went and he won in the Galway Plate, which is over 3 mile. He loved the trip. Again, April will have good ground, please God. And he jumps well.
Right, we're at the start. It's time to crack on and get out of the gates. So this is our topical look at the latest talking points. And of course, it's all about the Cheltenham Festival, which kicks off on the Tuesday, 11th of March. Now, before we go to Shark, what does racing mean to Will Greenwood?
My cousin Jimmy worked for Maurice Lindsay, chairman of Wigan Warriors, a bookmaker up and down the country. He would follow him everywhere.
So betting?
Yeah, massive with my cousin. So I've been to Cheltenham, I've been to Cartmel, I've been to Trotting in North Wales.
Point to points, all that.
Point to points, all that. Absolutely love it. I had a few successes at Cheltenham down the years.
Yeah.
But my favourite was Thumbs Up winning the last race of the last day in the county hurdle in 1993 at 16
That is
to 1.
way before my time, I'm delighted to say. Probably not before Sharks. So Will likes a bet. Give us the 3 headline horses at the end of the festival. Constitution Hill, everyone will be thinking about, and the champion. But what about the others, Shark?
Constitution Hill, I think, will win the championship. Coroners are going to run the mare now, but I don't think it'll make any difference. I think that Constitution is different class.
This is Brighter Days Ahead, of course, who's been confirmed this week as taking on. Now, racing thrives on its big clashes, right?
It's a great clash. It's a great clash between 2 horses, but a mare, he has to give her £7. There's a lot of little things in it there that, but he's a different. He's real class.
So are you putting in Constitution Hill for your 3? Yeah,
that's
one.
without.
And just an interruption. So I get the handicap system, but who decides I'm going to put £7 in your saddle? Who decides you've had a bad year, you can run with your normal racing weight and just a jockey?
With a mare and a gelding, that's automatic for the last 10 years.
Right. So
that's not really in the handicap.
There's a sex allowance.
There's a sex allowance to start with, right? Yeah. Good info.
So
and then the second bit, but there are other things other than sex allowances.
Oh, they are. You go to a handicap, you could have, the English win the handicaps in Cheltenham because when we come from Ireland, they give us £10 or £12 with the horses.
When you asked him, I don't like you, and we're fed up with you winning.
Well, we win.
Is it because we've got to stop the Irish winning?
We win
they have been winning
everything. We win a lot of the greatest races, in fairness.
So it'd be like staying in the Six Nations, in Ireland playing England, because you'll be hot favourites. We're going to start with 7 points because you're more likely to win.
Yeah.
And it's usually borne out that way. So you were going to ask him who decides. It's the enemy, Shark, right? That's who it is. It's the English handicapper, basically. Yeah, all right. So come on, Constitution Hill. Let's get number 2.
Melbourne.
Oh, Marlborough in the Arkle on day 1. The first chase.
Yeah.
He's the banker.
And then the Gold Cup, there's only 1 horse in it.
Well, this is the 3 for you out there. You've gone Constitution Hill, Nicky Henderson, right? You've gone for Madgeborough, Willie Mullins, and you've gone for Galloping de Champs, Willie Mullins, which brings me on to who are the star jockeys and trainers going to be. We've got 2 for you there.
You have Willie Mullins to be definitely top leading jockey or leading trainer. Paul Townsend, if Willie's going to be, so will Paul Townsend be.
So Paul Townend is the retained rider
for Willie Mullins.
For Willie Mullins, okay? So he has to ride. So whatever Willie has got in a race, whatever Paul picks is the number 1 hope, right? So stick with Willie Mullins, basically. You're not going to go too far wrong, right?
So why does he win?
He probably has 500 horses on his hands not all in his own place, out around the country, everywhere. And if one gets hurted in the yard tomorrow morning, there's a new one in.
It's like a Toji coming off the bench with a minute to go.
And you can't say how long's a piece of string, but what does a good horse cost?
400,000, 300,000.
Sterling.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on, because the big news this week is that Jack Kennedy is coming back from injury. 6th leg break in November. 6th. He's a young man. He's had 11 festival winners already, and he's got some plum rides for another big trainer who's Gordon Elliott. Yet here he is a week out. He's just been confirmed as coming back. Great for Cheltenham, great for the Irish punters, you know, and great for Elliott. But how difficult is it going to be, Shark, this close to the festival, coming back at his peak?
Listen, he's have to do so much training. He's after been in swimming pools. He's after been everywhere for the last probably month to get him back into full shape. And I wouldn't be afraid to put him up on a horse tomorrow morning. He will be as fit as could be. He will be, and he's rearing to go. He wants to ride more winners. He's 100%. He's a great rider.
We'll have the likes of Nico de Boinville, Harry Cobden, Paul Townend, you've mentioned. Rachel Blackmore will still be there, whether this is going to be her last festival or not. What makes them so different, Shark? You've had most of them on your horses.
Listen, they're all very good riders, dedicated people. And I suppose they're at since they were 10 years of age, riding ponies and stuff like that.
Does anyone get on a horse for the first time at 16 and become a great jockey?
Oh, yeah, plenty.
It does happen.
Plenty.
It doesn't have to. You don't have to be 3-year-old, 4-year-old.
No.
Right.
But there's people there that they're only start riding when they're 17 or 18, and they're all very good jockeys.
Yeah, Jack Kennedy would have been one of those, right?
Jack Kennedy, yeah, when he was at young,
Immediate stardom.
Yeah, that's right. But like, if you're in the right yard where there's plenty of horses around, that's the difference.
And of course, you might have seen, it was the Daily Star, I believe, this week that went, racing fans heading to watch the Cheltenham Festival in, drumroll, Benidorm. Something that's been happening over the last couple of years. Rather than spend all their dough at Cheltenham, getting there in the first place, the expensive hotels, the price of a pint of Guinness over there, they've been basically, for the whole week, they could pay for one day at Cheltenham. They're going to go and have a week in Benidorm, Shark. Would you fancy that?
No, I'd rather be in Cheltenham.
Well, of course you would rather be in Cheltenham. But they go out there, right? And the whole of Benidorm, all the pubs now have capitalised on this. They know that they're coming. Tens of thousands it was in 2024. Would you ever consider it, Will, or are they absolutely mad?
I've been to Benidorm on Martin Johnson's stag do. The year 2000. And we played the Barbarians at the end of that week. And normally it's the Barbarians who've had a lot of fun in London, and we were in the tunnel and the Barbarians were looking at us and going, where the heck have you lot been?
So if you're going to Benidorm to watch Cheltenham, get your comments in below. Let us know why you're going and what you like about it. Next and final out of the gates question. This is a worrying one. The potential shortage of Guinness caused by both Cheltenham and, of course, the Six Nations. Pubs all across London, you'll be hearing, of sort of running out of Guinness at the moment, Shark. Would you believe it? It's the rugby boys' fault, and it's the racing lot as well. Will they have enough?
They'll always find something else to drink. They'll be okay. They'll start it out.
Yeah, no problem. So don't worry about it. Guinness will still be on tap. Time for us to choose wisely and to put up our two guests up against each other. Yes or no answers, quick fire round, and get their predictions. Anything they say yes to will be bundled together on the BoyleSports website, and you will be able to go to the specials and find it at a later date. Okay, the opening race, the Supreme Novice Hurdle. When the roar comes up, will it be won by the current odds-on favourite? They've been absolutely filled in with this guy, Willie Mullins, Kopek de Boards. 2 greens and a yes.
Freakish at the Dublin Racing Festival.
Go and he was, wasn't he?
Freakish.
Led all the way. The real deal?
Different class.
Different class, all right. Favourite wins, race 1. The first chase of the meeting is the Arkle Trophy. Will Majborough win the Arkle? We know Shark's already gone there.
Yes, because outside of Gallopin des Champs, Majborough is my banker for the festival.
It's the banker.
Banker.
I love it, Will Greenwood. Unbelievable. This is where it gets slightly more difficult, gentlemen. Will one of the big handicap hurdles, the Coral Cup, be on the Wednesday, won by a UK-trained horse? If I had one, I'd be going green.
I'm going, yes, be aware Harry Skelton's going to romp it.
Bosh, same horse.
Yeah.
All right, this is an interesting one. Will it be won, the cross-country, by a horse over 10? Is it the age of 10 or older? No.
No, why? Stumptown and Bustleton are my 2 bankers and they're 8 years old.
I didn't think we were going to get this sort of knowledge from Will Greenwood, I've got to be honest. No.
No.
He's just copying my answers. He's just copying my answers.
There could be a few French train contenders at this year's festival, like Gold Tweet for Gabliners, Il est Francais, second, of course, in the King George. What a sight he's going to be. Stencil, of course, in the Fred Winter. Isio Madrick, who will be coming over from France in the cross country, and Jet Blue on the Friday, Albert Bartlett. Will there be a French winner at the 2025 festival?
No,
way.
JetBlue's the best chance, but not going to get up.
No way.
No,
Won't
vive
stay
la
the
France.
hill.
No way.
No, vive la France. Question 6 then. Ben Jones, young jockey for Ben Pauling, has been in unbelievable form. Could he have winners on the likes of Diva Luna and Pick Rock? Ben Jones to ride another festival winner. Tell me why, Will Greenwood.
Little known fact that if the trainer and jockey have the same first name, you're guaranteed a winner at
System.
Cheltenham. Yeah, Ben
nice, easy
and
system.
Ben.
Is there a shark and a
Wait,
shark?
finally,
That's what I'm
hasn't
thinking.
copied me.
No,
Who
you,
was talking to him?
you don't think he's going to ride a winner? Simple. No.
No.
All right. Okay. Lightning will not strike twice for Ben Jones. Then question 7. The big race on the Thursday, the Stayers Hurdle. We all absolutely love this one. Won by the great Barracuda and the likes over the years. There's a hot pot favourite in this called Tahupu. Jack Kennedy, Gordon Elliott. Does it win?
One of the Irish bankers of the meet.
One of Dave Orton's bankers at a meeting.
Without rain, he won't get up and he'll get nudged by Woolparks.
Giving me more confidence that Will Greenwood's got against it.
Without
He's a
rain,
certainty.
he's got
He's
no
He's a
chance.
certainty.
He won't have to rain.
Now this is tricky.
Needs rain. Needs rain.
They're going to put water on the track, Will. We're going to be fine. Final question. Will Willie Mullins win more races than all the other British trainers combined?
No, we do well in the handicaps.
I'm sitting on the fence here. Yes. Yeah. The Mullins Battalion, they go and do it.
Yeah.
That gives us enough. We're going to send off those predictions to the brains at BoyleSports and they'll get up the predictive odds. Sharks' predictions can be backed at a special price on your screen now. And as for Will's predictions, also the offer on the screen right now. Go and take a look at BoyleSports.com, BoyleSports app, and remember to please gamble responsibly. Okay, in the saddle, this is where Will Greenwood is going to metaphorically jump in the saddle. That one there, yes, we've got a saddle there.
I've been over a jump.
Have you?
With
Have you?
Mary King, had a horse called Fergie, and I went down. I was doing a newspaper. I used to write on different sports. Spent a day at Mary King's. I know it's different, but it's still jumping and it's still horses. Spent a day, and she put me on a horse called Fergie, which weighed nearly 3/4 of a ton.
How old were you, Will?
At the time, about 38, 39.
Oh, wow.
First time I'd been on a horse.
Oh, again, I'm not brave enough. What race courses have you been to? From the big to the small to the wacky to the wonderful.
Cartmel as a kid.
Amazing.
All sorts. Been to National a few times. Been to Cheltenham. Been to Ascot. Less places. You Redcar and Sedgefield and Doncaster.
Favourite race course?
Come on, chase me one at Doncaster for me. About 25 to 1.
So you've had ownership as well?
No, good God, no.
You
No,
weren't talked into it?
just back
Not
in.
yet.
Not yet. So say you're heading to Cheltenham. What could you get more of an education about while you've got Shark here?
Tell me how white sweat happens.
I'll tell you, and this is Paddy Mullins years and years ago. Great man. He always says a horse that has white sweat on him is not fit.
Is there any science to that?
No, but it's true.
Right.
If you have a horse and he's after winning a race and you pull off the saddle and there's white sweat in him, there's improvement there.
Right.
All right, Will, so let's come back to you now on this. As an outsider looking at it, what do you think of the real strengths of horse racing?
Off track, I think it's a great day out. I've always had a fabulous time, in particular at Cheltenham. It's a decent trip home. My cousin Amy was at Cheltenham College of Further Education, and then we used to go and into town afterwards. So it was always a great day out. On track, I'm fascinated by high-level performance in any sport, whether it's sailing or horse racing, and trying to understand how much they use water, trying to understand can you replicate in any way the environment of Cheltenham to give your horse a chance. I'm a big believer in marginal gains. So I love hearing about what trainers and jockeys are trying to do, because if you're not continually trying to improve, Willie Mullins isn't the best just because he's got money. There has to be some method and madness to what's going on.
Final question for Will Greenwood. English-Irish rivalry, here we go, is a big one. On the pitch, what memories have you got of that? What would it mean to you when you were going to see that famous green lining up?
It wasn't just rugby. Cagliari, 1990. We go 1-0 up. Lineker, beautiful ball from Waddle on the right-hand side. Nudges it past. Packy Bonner in goal, put it past him, and then Kevin Sheedy drilled 1-1. You go out in the quarterfinals, I think, to Italy, and we get penalties.
That was
against
the
the
year, wasn't
Germans.
it?
That
1990, that was
Jack
the year,
Charlton.
man. What a year. And then
You knew we were going to go there.
And you went to Ray Houghton scored after 40 seconds against
right.
Italy in 1994, and we weren't even at the World Cup. So huge. On the field, we got humbled in 01, the very sad year of foot and mouth, and the game was delayed. But we went back in 03 in a Grand Slam decider, and it was probably one of my most enjoyable games for England I've ever played. Ireland were brilliant that day, but we were just... we were just untouchable.
Yeah.
That March day in 2003, and so I'd then flip it to you and say, if that was when, what's the horse race you've watched of your horse when you've just gone, that's as close to perfection?
With me, I suppose I won the Galway Plate with Hewick, and that was one of the biggest days. My father was with me. It was one of the last days he was racing with me, and he died last year. And it's Hewick has won a lot. He went to America, which was absolutely amazing. But just to have my father beside me when we walked the horse back in, and the roars of the crowds, I'll never forget it. It's just probably definitely the highlight of my life.
That's in the saddle done then. Will, I think we know a little bit more if you didn't already know about Will Greenwood. You probably will, throughout this show, been asking yourself the question of why I'm always calling the shark, right? Because in a race card, you see John Hanlon, right? And that's where his... So how do we differentiate what Shark's horses are? The answer is, please, Shark, where did you get your nickname from?
I got it when I was about 18 years of age. We were hurling one day in Kilkenny in the semi-finals, and I was big and awkward and big elbows and yokes, and I was playing full forward. Yeah. And Pa Dillon hurled for Kilkenny years and years ago, was looking after the other team. The first ball came in, I caught it, or he off me or something. I went out to the full forward coming in, bang, a goal. 10 minutes after, same thing happened. I caught it, full forward, bang. I was only there in the middle to gain the way, and the forwards used to win and score the goals. And Pa Dillon came in across the field, and he let a roar at the man that was marking me, and he said, "Will you cut the head off of that effing shark?" He said, "or we all can go home now." That even, we won the match, and they gave man of the match to the shark, John Hanlon. And that's where I got me.
So will you cut the head off that shark?
Will you cut the effing head off that shark?
And they've not managed to do it so far.
And this, by the way, this podcast seems to be reliving most of my stag do's. I did a stag do in Kilkenny as well, and he was dressed
as a shark.
Spider-Man, actually. It didn't end well for him. He was the England fitness guy, Dave Reddin. So it seems to be like a trip down memory lane for my stag do's.
Did you have a nickname, Will?
More than you can shake a stick at. Shaggy, the cartoon character from Scooby-Doo.
Wonder where you're going with
Nasty
that.
one was Screech from Saved by the Bell.
Gents, it's been a real pleasure to do this. This has been Joe's Jockeys and Jackpots in partnership with BoyleSports. I'll be back next week, same time. Thanks for watching. Join us then.